Players TV speaking to Chelmsford City manager Robbie Simpson after FA Trophy win over Redditch today. Robbie, good to get back to winning ways.
It was great, and I think the first half hour we played so well. We worked on quite a lot Thursday about how we were going to play against their shape, and everything worked. To be honest with you, everything seemed to work. In our forwards were dropping in pockets. Kai was getting in pockets. Our wide men were rolling in or pushing on, and our outside of the frees were overlapping. It was working really well, and we probably should have been. We would probably have 4 clear-cut chances in the first 15 minutes that we know we need to score. We're in that place at the minute where they're not going in, and we need to do all we can to turn that. And sometimes that is concentrating on your first touch. It's expecting the ball to come to you and having, like I say, always have confidence and conviction. And other times, I think you saw today as well, especially in that first half hour, where we had multiple, for me, clear-cut chances or clear-cut opportunities. It's decision making, and at the minute we're not in that zone where we're making the right decisions. We're confident in our first touch, we're confident in our striker goal. We're just not in that place at the minute, but we will be. It'll turn, and strikers will tell you that they'll go on runs where it'll hit them on the knee and go in, and then they'll have barren runs where it's just not going for them. And at the minute, all of them seem to be in that kind of run. But it'll turn. You know, Simeon will tell you, he's an experienced player. It will turn. We need to help them make it be quicker, and we will. We'll work on it, of course. Yeah, and I think that was the only disappointment today, that we weren't probably 6-0 up at half time, because it was that dominant a performance with the ball. Obviously, I wasn't at Tonbridge, but I watched it back and I felt like we were in total control of the football that night, and it was very similar today. It was the best sort of live performance that I've seen from us in terms of control of the game and of the football, and against no mugs. You know, they're 4th in the league below, going well. You know, I think they've won every, or not lost away from home in their league as well, so they're tough to play against. They put bodies down the middle of the pitch, make you go round them, and then back themselves to defend crosses, and we just managed to, you know, create overloads actually in the middle. Even though we had 3 against 4 in there, with our rotations, we actually created overloads to be able to pass through them and beyond them through the middle, and like I say, then create the overlaps and then get crosses in. And like I say, it was so pleasing for me at half time, and the only thing missing was a few more goals. Well, a lot more goals really. We should have been comfortable.
Yeah, but we missed a few chances, but we got that early goal, so it sort of made the tie easier for us scoring after only 12 minutes. Yeah,
it did, and we needed it. You know, after we missed the first 4 clear-cut ones, we were looking at each other on the bench saying, please, like, not one of these nights again. So for Jamie actually hit his first shot, yeah. And then luckily it fell to him again, and it was a good finish from him, and that did just settle us a bit. I think it certainly settled us on the bench about worrying about not scoring. And the second half was much of the same. We got an early goal actually in the second half, a really great goal. Concentration on Kai's finish, who I thought was excellent today. Kai was excellent today, and his control on his left foot finish was exceptional. Great move. You know, Frankie overlapping, like we said, that kind of rotation beyond their back line, and great cutback, great ability and composure to cut the ball back. Great decision from him to do that, and a great finish. And they were going to have a go. And they did. And I think, obviously, we were a bit light on first team numbers today. We only had Harry on the bench that was considered an outfield first team player. And you know, he came on and did really well to change it, but we didn't have much else to re-energise us other than that. And it was great to get the 2 young lads on. I think I waited long enough where I thought the result was intact. Well, that was a bit nervy. And I said to the young lads, it's great for them. Finn's been training with us and been doing excellently, and I know Samba's been performing really well for the reserves, and it was nice to get another look at them. I did kind of remind them when we went in that as good a player as you are, you need to know your set pieces. You know, we conceded from a set piece, and I think pretty much every set piece we had when they came on, they were in the wrong positions. So they need to know that. It's a big learning curve for them. But I'm really pleased for them. I'm really pleased for us that we're trying to produce our own on our pathway, and it's good that we can. The game was comfortable enough in the 80 whatever minute it was to bring them on, so it was nice.
And Jacob Marsden's had to sit out, but he performed really well today in place of Ovier, and he's made a couple of really good saves, especially in the first half and one in the second.
Yeah, the long distance ones were really good from him, and in a game like that it's tough when you've got so much control and not that much to do. To stay focused and concentrated like he did was really good from him. He's been fantastic for us, Jacob. Even when he's not playing, he's a big leader in the dressing room for us. He's a great character that we love having around. So I'm really pleased for him today. He's absolutely raging that he conceded, and he's raging at the defence for not defending that set piece properly. And I love that. You know, it's we're all positive in there because we won the game, but he was quite right to point that out. So yeah, I'm really pleased for him.
And we had a few injuries today and a couple of other absentees, and Dave Winfield and Charlie Ruff today. So we mentioned about only one senior player on the bench.
Yeah, obviously Kale tried to train Thursday and couldn't. Louis had no chances. The actual tackle, watching it back, was miles worse than what I thought it was on the night. I think their bench was probably in front of me, but horror tackle really. So he's out. It is just bruising, but it's enough to keep him out. But we'll see how he goes this week. I'm hoping that he'll be back for next Saturday. Kale, I think. I don't think he'll be back for Saturday, given that he tried Thursday and didn't quite make it. I think it's probably set him back another week. And then Dave, you know, Dave's son got rushed to hospital last night, so obviously that's the most important thing. I know that him being the man he is was gutted. He couldn't come today and help our boys out because he is our leader. He loves the lads and he would absolutely hate letting them down, but all our thoughts are with him and his family. And then Charlie, we wanted to play today. We got an approach from a team in our league for Charlie. We needed him to play today. He spoke to us and asked for him to be in the right headspace to play today. He'd asked to speak to them, otherwise it would be on his mind coming into today's game. So we did. We allowed that because we needed him today. We needed him to be in the right headspace because of our lack of bodies. So he spoke to them. We spoke to him. We offered him a new deal for this year and next year, much improved. And he finally made a decision this morning that he didn't want to play. So obviously disappointing. I have to say that he did want to play, but he got pressured not to play by the team that he's joining, which probably adds to my frustration about him leaving, because I feel like we're the best place for him. I feel like if you look at Charlie's growth from his first game to now, it's been, well, he skyrocketed really, because his first game he looked like a step 3 player given a chance at this level, and then his last few games he's looked like one of the best players at this level, and that is down to him and how he's took knowledge on board, took our information on board about how to get better, so full credit to him. But he's still got a long way to go, and I feel like if you look at different examples recently, you know, Dara, for example, that we felt the same about, Devontae, that we felt the same about, who have both perhaps regretted leaving. And then you look at Adebola, for example, who could have easily left for another National League South side in the summer, probably a National League side in the summer. But he stayed with us, he's stayed consistent, he's improved, he's listened, he's got better. And just in the first 10 games this season, we've got League 1 and League 2 clubs contacting us about him. So I think those scenarios speak volumes. Obviously, they're just our scenarios. But I think it's a poor decision from him because financially there's nothing in it. I think the pull for him was not having to work, and he could concentrate on football because they're 3 mornings a week essentially. And because, like I say, financially, well, he took less money with us than he was on at Hornchurch, so I know he's not really financially driven, and he wants to play at the highest level he can. And I think it was just a case of him earning the same amount of money playing football rather than working and then playing football in the evenings, which, you know, it is understandable. Look, we loved Ruffy here. We felt like we could develop him. Adam Drew did brilliantly spotting him and making us aware of him. We saw something we liked and that we knew we could improve. We did. He bought into it as well and improved, and we felt like we could have continued that journey together. But Charlie's made the decision to part ways now. So, listen, we wish him the best, but we move on. You know, on to the next one. We didn't look back after Devontae went. We didn't look back after Dara went, and we won't look back now. We'll continue. Like, we've already been on the case with Adam Drew and recognising players that potentially we could bring in, and yeah, we move on.
And finally, the Essex Senior Cup on Tuesday. Bit down to the bare bones, but it's a chance for sort of Finn Wilkes and those sort of players to stake a chance and play on Tuesday night. Yeah,
absolutely. It's another game for us to look at a few things potentially. You know, we want to win the game, absolutely, and we'll be doing everything to win the game. And I'll pick a team that I think can win the game. But it'd be nice for maybe those players, those types of players, to have an opportunity to showcase what they can do. But I'll only be picking players that I think I can trust to win us the game, because that's what I want to do.
Okay, well done today, Simo. Back to winning ways, and see you on Tuesday.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you.